Today for Mousetrap Monday, I'm going to share some tips, tricks, and secrets on how I was able to use trail cameras or motion cameras to grow a YouTube channel with over 400 million views and over 1.3 million subscribers. This is one of my most common questions I receive from viewers. People want to know what cameras I'm using to film the rodents in the barn or wildlife in my backyard. I've been using footage from trail cameras to make YouTube videos for over 9 years. And over that time, through trial and error, I've come up with the ultimate trail camera system for filming video, especially at nighttime. If you're not familiar with trail cameras, they're really invented and geared towards hunters. Hunters want to set these up in the woods and know when the game, especially big bucks, are walking by. That way they know exactly when and where to be during hunting season. Now here's the first model of trail camera I began making YouTube videos with many years ago. This one's made by Browning, which is a huge outdoor gear or firearm company. They make high quality, affordable trail cameras. This is part of the Spec Ops series, and it works well as a trail camera for taking photos and short video clips. But for making YouTube videos, it's not ideal. First of all, it doesn't have a playback screen, so I couldn't line up the shot, and oftentimes things were out of frame. I just had to guess and point it in the right direction, and it didn't work very well. Also, the number one problem with trail cameras is battery life. Hunters would get pretty frustrated if they set up their trail camera and came back a week or even a month later and found out that the batteries ran out in the first night. So one thing Brownie did to extend battery life is they built in features that limit the video mode, especially at nighttime. So this won't take clips longer than 10 seconds at night. That's a huge problem for me. Oftentimes I'd set it up, the mouse would come to the trap, and the camera would turn off and miss everything. So I was constantly having failures. It didn't work. So I upgraded to this. This is also a Browning Spec Op. It's a Platinum. And one thing it has is a playback screen. I could line things up. And also at nighttime, it has a longer video mode. You can take 20-second clips with this. So what I did is I bought 8 of these and I'd set them up at different angles to get the action. Now one huge problem with setting up more than one trail camera pointing at each other is they have a light sensor, and when the infrared's on, it will mess things up. So if you're gonna film with more than one camera at the same thing, it makes a great video with different angles, but it won't work unless you cover up the sensor right here with tape. That's a pro tip. Use more than one camera, cover up the sensor. That way it will always turn on, it will think it's dark, and the infrared won't screw up the other cameras. But that 20-second limit was really frustrating. Now what got me to change was one night I set up the cameras all pointing at a trap in my barn, and someone broke in and stole all my cameras. I had lost over $1,000 in cameras and I didn't know what to do. So I reached out to my YouTube viewers and asked for suggestions on trail cameras. And one thing that was suggested was this model. This is a camera made by Exodus, and it has much longer filming time at night, and it solves so many problems. So actually having all my trail cameras stolen was a huge blessing in disguise, because I was able to upgrade, and one Exodus Lift 2 trail camera to me was worth as many as 8 of the Browning trail cameras because of that night mode and the longer video time. But even though these are designed for being outside connected to a tree, that's not what I use them for. I set them up in the barn on the floor to capture rodent activity. And to do that, you gotta have a tripod. The tripod I like to use is called a GorillaPod, and it works well. Now the GorillaPods by Joby are pretty expensive, but they're such a useful tool, especially when using a trail camera for video. You can adjust the height, the angle, you can mount it to different things, and you can line it up for the perfect shot. So once you have a tripod figured out, the next thing I recommend, the pro tip is, there's an external power source right here. You gotta use a battery or some way of powering it other than the battery bank inside. This goes on 8 AA batteries, and I put them in there for a backup, but you gotta use this external power source. If it's outside, use a solar panel, but what I recommend, this will save you so much money and make your camera run forever, is to use an external battery, a 12 volt. This works so well, it's rechargeable, so if you want long-term footage in the woods, set up an external battery with your trail camera. The way you hook it up is with this. This is called a battery cable made by StealthCam. It's 10 feet long. And this makes it so easy. It fits right to the battery, right to your trail camera. So I'll put a link down below for all these things, the battery, the cable, the tripod, but this is really the key to my ultimate system. Also, you gotta use a good SD card. I use a 64 gig. That way you can film and almost never run out. And like I said, most trail cameras aren't compatible with a 64 gig card, but the Exodus Lift 2 is. Now this has other great features like security codes. You can set a security code, that way if someone steals your camera, they can't use it. And it also comes with a great warranty. They say a no BS 5-year warranty on parts. Also, they have part of the warranty if someone steals your camera, they'll share the cost of replacing it. Now, even though I absolutely love my Exodus trail cameras, they've solved so many problems in filming my YouTube videos. Oh, I have a visitor. Can you say hi, Clementine?
Hi.
You snuck out to the filming studio, huh?
Yeah.
As I was saying, I love my trail cameras here, but the problem is they're owned by a very small company, a few passionate hunters that are trying to make the best trail cameras. But because they're so small, they do direct marketing, and I've had a problem with customer service. Now, I really enjoy seeing their YouTube channel. They have great videos on how to use their cameras, and also they have quite a few videos of different whitetail hunters. They show the trophy rooms. They're really entertaining. So check out the Exodus YouTube channel. But the problem is, as a customer, when I've had things break on their cameras and tried to contact them with the warranty, I don't get a response. Now, one of the problems I have is I'm always opening and closing these doors. It folds down, and every single one of them that I've had, all 4, have broken off. Now, I've paid full price for these here. I bought 4 of them, and I want to buy more. But they also have supply issues. They tend not to have them in stock, and when they do, they go very quickly. So I want you to know that this is the system I use, but you don't have to use Exodus. You can use other models. I would really recommend the external battery source, the tripod, and just find a camera that works for you. I really like the Brownings, especially if you're not doing professional YouTube videos and you just want to know what's in your backyard. So I'll end with showing you the ultimate system. I'll put links to all the gear I use. Now, you can't really buy the Exodus unless you go to their trail camera site, but I'll put the Browning links there. Anything you buy on Amazon links really helps my YouTube channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And Clementine wanted to say goodbye. How do you say goodbye on my channel?
Mousetrap.
Monday? If you want to see the best videos on how to catch
Mice, rats, squirrels, chipmunks, and moles and gophers, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Okay, so I'll show you how I set these up and then I'll say goodbye. Thanks for watching.